Zoe Ball, one of the BBC's most beloved radio hosts, is finally making her long-anticipated return to the Radio 2 breakfast show, ending weeks of concern and speculation from fans. After a 6-week hiatus, which began in August, listeners will hear Zoe's familiar voice once again on Monday, September 23rd. But as fans celebrate her return, questions about her absence linger, with both excitement and relief flooding social media. What really happened during Zoe's extended time off, and how did her personal challenges play a role? For over a month, Zoe Ball's sudden disappearance from her popular Radio 2 breakfast show sparked concern among her devoted listeners. The 53-year-old DJ, known for her warmth, humor, and deep connection with her audience, had been absent from the airwaves since August 8th. Fans were left with a series of temporary replacements, including Scott Mills and Gabby Roslin, who stepped in during Zoe's unexpected hiatus. While the BBC remained tight-lipped about the reasons for her absence, it didn't stop fans from flooding social media with messages of worry and support. Now, as her return is officially scheduled for September 23rd, the curiosity surrounding her absence remains, especially considering the emotional toll she has endured in recent months. Zoe Ball's absence initially coincided with her attendance at the colorful Brighton Pride celebrations and a summer holiday in Ibiza with her 2 children, Woody and Nellie. But after a brief return to her breakfast show for just 3 days, Zoe disappeared again, raising eyebrows and sparking fan speculation. Scott Mills, her temporary stand-in, assured fans on air that they hadn't overslept and lightheartedly reminded listeners that he'd be covering for Zoe for a few weeks. However, the BBC provided no further explanation for Zoe's extended time off, leaving fans to wonder what could have prompted the break from her £950,000 a year job, a salary that makes her the BBC's highest-paid female presenter. As concerned messages continued to pour in, it became evident that Zoe's absence was more than a simple holiday extension. In March, Zoe had taken time off to care for her mother, Julia Peckham, who had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Julia sadly passed away in April, leading Zoe to share a touching tribute to her late mother on social media, describing her as a pillar of unconditional love and strength. The grief from this loss, combined with a series of personal tragedies, seemed to have taken a significant emotional toll on Zoe. Fans and colleagues have expressed their deep support for Zoe throughout these tough times. An insider at the BBC noted, "Everyone loves Zoe, and we hope everything is okay. Her absence has been noticeable, and we're all eager for her return." Despite this support, some listeners voiced frustration, with a minority criticizing her prolonged time away. One comment read, "Why is Zoe Ball still being paid when she's off air? It feels like she's barely around." But Zoe's 6-week absence is not just about time away from the studio, it's part of a much longer journey of personal challenges. Earlier this year, Zoe suffered the heartbreak of ending her 5.5-year relationship with Michael Reed. That emotional strain was compounded by her continued mourning over the loss of her former partner, Billy Yates, who tragically took his own life in 2017. Zoe has openly spoken about her grief and the impact of Yates' death, often using her platform to raise awareness of mental health issues. Throughout her career, Zoe has dealt with several high-profile tragedies. Her 18-year marriage to fellow DJ Norman Cook, also known as Fatboy Slim, ended in 2016, with the pair citing that they had come to the end of their rainbow. Zoe later found love again with Yates, but the relationship ended tragically. In a touching interview, Zoe recalled how her last moment with Yates involved him blowing her a kiss as he cycled away, not knowing it would be their final goodbye. She has since honored his memory with a sport relief challenge, cycling 350 miles in 5 days to raise awareness of mental health. The series of personal tragedies has clearly impacted Zoe's mental and emotional health, and it is understandable that she needed time away to focus on her own well-being. In May, after the death of her mother, she returned to work but only for a brief period. Despite these challenges, Zoe's resilience shines through, and her upcoming return is seen as a positive step forward. While the BBC continues to remain vague on the reasons behind her latest hiatus, fans eagerly anticipate her return to The Breakfast Show, where her energy and unique style have made her a morning favorite. Her replacement, Scott Mills, has done an admirable job holding the fort, but as he prepares to return to his regular afternoon slot, listeners are ready to welcome Zoe back with open arms. Zoe Ball's return to BBC Radio 2 marks the end of a period of uncertainty for fans and colleagues alike. After facing unimaginable personal challenges, from the loss of her mother to the heartbreak of past relationships, Zoe's resilience and dedication to her career remain an inspiration to many. As she steps back into the studio on September 23rd, the radio waves will once again be filled with her signature warmth, laughter, and comforting voice. Though her absence left many questions unanswered, one thing is certain: Zoe Ball is a beloved figure whose return has been long awaited. Now, as she gets back to doing what she does best, fans can look forward to hearing the familiar sound of Zoe's voice lighting up their mornings once again.